Hey guys, it's Daniela, and today, it would be my 5 years of watching the Stacks channels. Unfortunately, they shut down like a month ago, but if they were still going, then today would be my 5 years of watching them, because exactly 5 years ago I started watching the Stacks channel. So anyways, in honor of that, today I'm going to be making a video listing and talking about some things that in the past 5 years, I still have never figured out about the Stacks channels. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing on the list, and pretty much the reason why I'm making this video, is like this first thing on the list that I came up with, and that is the Freestyle Plus themes. Now the Stacks channels like haven't had this theme in like so many years, but like I've watched a lot of old videos, and like I've noticed that like an old theme was like Freestyle Plus. And I don't really understand what that means. Now, I understand the freestyle part, and I mean that the freestyle is a theme that was still running on the Stacks channels like even recently, but like they kind of discontinued Freestyle Plus. And I don't really understand the plus, like Freestyle Plus, but like I don't really see the difference. So the next thing on my list is why haven't the Stacks channels had a mini series in so many years? Like, I don't even remember the last time there was a mini-series on like one of the Stacks channels. And now I do remember the last time there was one on SSG. It was like literally almost 5 years ago. Like SSG had a mini-series, and then like they never had one again after that. Now there was one 3 years ago on SSG Bonus, but like the actual like SSG channel, there hasn't been a mini-series in like almost 5 years. And I don't know why, because like I always thought like the mini-series were always like so good, and like they were always like really creative and stuff. Like I don't know why they kind of stopped doing them. Now the next thing on the list is why some channels got deleted. Now I'm not talking about SSG SGG being terminated, because like I know about that. Like I don't know why it happened, but I do know that it happened. Some of you guys, like I don't know if all of you guys know this, but like I've heard about it before. But like basically apparently there used to be like this really old Stacks channel called like 7 Fab Lads. I don't know if it's just a rumor that channel existed, or if it actually existed, but like it was just deleted like really soon after it started. Because like the thing is, that channel was like apparently like really old. Like even before I started watching the Stacks channel, like that channel was made like so many years ago, and then they like deleted it or something. Like by the time I started watching the Stacks channels, like that channel had already been deleted. So I don't even know if it was a thing or if it was just some rumor that someone made up, but like apparently there was a channel called 7 Fab Lads. So the next thing is, why have they not had a meet and greet in like a year and a half? So like remember, like okay, so I remember like 3 years ago when SSG announced that they were having their first ever meet and greet. I got so excited, even though I knew already that I wasn't going to be able to go. I went to the next meet and greet that they had, but when they announced their first meet and greet, like I got super excited, even though I knew I couldn't make it. But I was excited because SSG meet and greets were like becoming a thing, you know? And then like they just started having them like every couple of months. But then about a year and a half ago, they kind of like they had their last meet and greet, and like they never had one again. It's like, why did they stop doing them? And I'm thinking, like, my theory on why they stopped doing meet and greets is probably because like they were really hard to plan, which is like understandable, because like you have to so like I understand they're probably like really hard to plan, and that's probably why they stopped doing them, but like I'm still not completely sure why. Like that's just my theory. So like, and I feel so bad for the people who like never got to go to any meet and greet, and like they really wanted to go, like especially the people like in other countries, like halfway across the world. It's like they couldn't go because it was like way too far away from them, and like they only had the meet and greets were like only held in like major cities and like stuff. And the next one is why they changed. So I don't understand why they changed the audition process. So if you remember years ago, like I'm talking about the audition like submission process, like how you submit your audition video. Because if you remember, like years ago, the way you would submit your audition video if you wanted to audition for the Stacks channels was you would like make your video, blah blah blah, then post it to your channel, and then private message it to them. But then almost 2 years ago, they kind of changed that. So they were no longer accepting auditions posted to YouTube, which I never understood what they meant by that. Like if they meant like Even if you sent it in through like the website and stuff, they wouldn't accept it if you posted it, or they just wouldn't accept it if you submitted it through YouTube. I never understood what they meant by that, but you know, anyways, so like basically you would have to submit it through like a website, like some Dropbox thing. And I never knew why they changed it, because like back then, like private messaging like still worked. And I was so unfamiliar with the website also, because I used it for like, I never used it, like I literally never used that website, like except for when I was sending in a SACS channel audition. So I was so unfamiliar with the website, so like I would never know if it actually, like I would have to wait for it to upload to like the thing, and I would never know if it actually went through, because like I'm so unfamiliar with that website, and like I don't know how it works, and like blah blah blah. Yeah, so I remember private messaging was way easier, and I don't know why they changed it. So the next thing is, why didn't everyone on the channels go on the trips? Now, I'm not saying like why didn't everyone on every single SACS channel go on all the trips, because I know that would have been so tough. But I'm talking about like, you know, when they had like the people on like the bigger channels like go on trips, like SSG and SPA. Why didn't they invite like all of SSG and all of SPA? Like it was only like 4 people on like both channels. It was like 4 members of SSG and 4 members of like SPA. Like why didn't they invite everyone from both channels? And the last thing is, why didn't they fill up all the channels? Now when I say this, I mean like when they would hold auditions like every few months. They would never fill up like the lower channels, like 7 Twinkling Tweens. Like they never filled up that channel for some reason. It's like STT like would go months without posting. It's like they would have a full lineup, and then like eventually like everyone on STT would like transfer to other channels, and then eventually STT would be like completely empty for months and months and months. Like and this went on like for several years. Like this went on, like I remember the first time it happened, it was like STT like had been empty for like 3 weeks, which back then was like it was a long time. But like compared to now, that was a notification. But compared to now, like lately STT has been going months and months and months without posting. 3 weeks is nothing. It's like, okay, shut up phone. Okay, but anyways, like literally this like STT like to this day still hasn't posted in like 8 months. So anyways, without further ado, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys, the subscribers and viewers, in my next video. Peace out, y'all. Woo!